can you hear me? Please let me know. Please let me know if you can hear me, because I'm doing this without the microphone this time, because apparently I can't use that microphone without a headset, and I need a headset. So I have a headset, but it's suddenly, I used it like 3 times and now it's not working. So Jennifer's here, Cricket's here. Jennifer, are you calling in today, babe? You can hear me? Oh, that's perfect. Peter's here. Peter, are you calling in today? So I need to sign in. So I did the screen share. Jennifer's calling in. Great. Cricket can hear me. Great. I go to my channel page. I go to posts. Posts. Scroll down. Come on. Scroll down. That's the Public Works post. Okay, go up a little. Thank you. And let's click on the Zoom link. And then it goes to the Zoom page. I got to share that page instead.
Audio test 1, 2, 3.
Take your time. No. I will get it. I will get it. I'm just apparently slow today. Nope, that's not the right one. Here we go. This is the right one. Sharon, Team Certix. Hey, Sharon, how are you?
1, 2, 3, just confirming that we have audio output on YouTube. Audio test. 1,
So
2,
we got
3,
TJ today in the house.
Today is Monday. Happy March, everybody.
Happy March, TJ.
And audio test confirmed. Thank you. Good morning to our attendees who are joining us on the virtual platform. I do see a couple of hands raised. I'm going to ask you to identify yourself and which item you'd like to speak on. Good morning, Audit LA.
Good morning, TJ, and happy March. I'd like to do public comment and all agenda items, and then I have a written one for the managerial meeting.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand. Good morning, Jennifer Spencer.
Yay,
Good
Jennifer.
morning. I'd like to speak on public comment.
Very well, I have you done for public comment.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand. And I'll move next to Georgina McPhee. Good morning.
Good morning, TJ. Happy March to you too. All agenda items and public comment, please.
Thank you, Georgina. Happy March. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand.
So, should we go glance at agenda items? I did say I was speaking on them. What the heck am I going to speak about? All right, I got to share the other tab. One second. Back to this page, go to agenda. And let's see, what do we have for agenda items today? Scroll, here we go. Bureau of Engineering construction order for a road rehabilitation project. So that one's always gives you an in to speak about road rehabilitation.
Audio test, podium mic.
For L. Ron Hubbard Way.
Podium mic check.
Temporary full closure of a street. So you could even talk about L. Ron Hubbard Way there. Memorandum of Understanding Echo Park Skate Park for number 3. And number 4, final closeout change order Axiom Group. Authorize city engineer to issue final closeout change order for the construction of 6th Street Viaduct. All right. Well, there's a few things we can speak on. So I'm going to go back and share the Zoom again. How is Sharon today? She probably just did a drive-through. She's probably not here. She's a busy gal. Oh, you're good? Ah, nice. You are still here. I figured you just did a drive-through. Or did you type that before you left? I know you're busy. Sharon has her own channel. She's been putting out a lot of content. Check out Sharon QCB. And if you don't know what QCB is for, Queen Cheeky Bitch, she's a riot. So check out Sharon. Please, please, and thank you. Donna, good morning. How are you? I am tired. I'm going to go to sleep as soon as this bullshit's over. Irish is doing a drive-through. Irish is probably still at work. It's amazing she even made a drive-through. Not easy. And you got a real job, which I do not have. So there you go. That's why I have time to do this bullshit. Not that it's bullshit. I'm just cranky, tired. Ah, Sharon's still here. Hey, Sharon. I'm half awake, Sharon. I'm ready to go back to sleep. I'm going to take a nap after this. I've been overdoing it. And I need to be really careful about getting the right amount of sleep with my seizure disorder. So I'm going to go back to sleep. I say that as I'm guzzling coffee, so we'll see. But, you know, coffee's good. Coffee's good, and I had scrambled eggs. Walked the dog. So everything is, I'm fed. The dog's been fed and walked. So after this, I can lay down. You were so tired all weekend. I was too. I was so weak and so tired. I didn't have a voice. So I pretty much slept the whole weekend. I did very little else except water my garden. And when I got my voice back, I chatted on the phone for a little bit. And then I ended up doing Lara's stream. So that was funny. I got my voice back just like, I don't know, like an hour before her stream started. I'm going to look at headphones while I'm laying in bed before I fall asleep. I got to figure out the headphone situation. If my squirrels were still here, I could just borrow one. I'm sure they have a spare one. The one I have, my mom gave me. It has a microphone. It's like for Zoom calls, you know. It's just a little headset like you'd see at a telephone operator wear with like a microphone in it. And it just suddenly stopped working. But it's old. It's old. My mom hadn't used this in years, so she gave it to me. And it worked fine for a few times and then suddenly stopped working. So it's like, what the heck? I don't know. So I'm just going through my computer mic, but I have to be able to hear TJ and such in the meeting. So if I have the good microphone plugged in, I couldn't hear anything. So that's not going to work. You'll eventually come in. I only got dressed because I had to walk the dog, Sharon. EarPod won't work with my computer. My computer's not on Apple. Yeah. Oh, you mean like get one that plugs in, maybe? I don't know. Can you use AirPods for something other than Apple products? Because I use the AirPods for my phone. That's what I used to use. Hey, Audit LA's here. Good morning, Audit. Great seeing you out Friday. Man, you had a busy week. You had a very busy week. She usually does. She commits so much time and energy and determination and fire into this movement. And it was great seeing her out. She was out protesting at Big Blue on Friday. She was out with Tori Magoo, Lara FM, Reese, Drew, Peter, not our Peter, a different Peter. At least I think it's a different Peter. Maybe it's the same Peter and I just don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. Who else was there? There was other people there that I didn't know the names of. But yeah, that was good. Audit called them out for their security patrol and got them off the sidewalk and moving along. So that there's value, a lot of value in people like Audit that know the permits and the licensing and blah, blah, blah. She can call them out on their bullshit. And they know she knows what she's talking about, so they have to listen. My voice is starting to get a little weak. I might lose it again. Just overdoing it, guys. I need to take a break. I'm going to stop doing supportive squirrel of the day. I'm only going to do that once in a while. I think I'm just going to do one on Fridays and then one for the interviewee on Wednesdays. This Wednesday's interview is T, A Voice Down Under, so look forward to that. I really enjoyed my little interview and hangout session with her. She's a great person. And what else? Oh, I know what else. Scooter Mom. Scooter Mom's doing Scooter Report today, 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern. So you have that to look forward to. And I have almost a full show already prepared for tomorrow because I had so many things left over from today that are already in my queue. So it'll just be a few things added, maybe, but it's pretty much arranged. And then, I just have to do the production part of it. But it's already halfway decided. And then, the only other thing I really want to make sure to shout out is Mark Bunker. Mark Bunker is running for city council in Clearwater. And if you don't know Mark Bunker, his channel is Xenu TV. And he was Wise Beard Man from the Anonymous days. And he was a TV presenter in San Diego. I think in other places too, but he was in San Diego, I know, during the start of the Anonymous days. And he's been a long time anti-Scientology activist. And he's the only guy in Clearwater willing to go up against the other city council board members to speak out about Scientology. So it's really important we give him all the love, support, encouragement, etc. that we possibly can, because we need him on the Clearwater City Council, and he's an amazing guy. He helped run the Lisa McPherson Foundation. Yeah, he's so kind and such a badass. He is an OG protester and is so smart. He knows so much about their shenanigans, the movement, the law, etc. And city council inner workings. Yeah, I am going to lose my voice. It's getting sore and weak. It's tensing up. So maybe I should save it for the meeting. Which I need to change out my glasses. But I think the meeting's going to be starting pretty soon anyway. All right. Yeah, it's going to start in like 6 minutes. And I changed out my glasses. And I really need to shout out Irish Mark. Here she is. She's got her own shit in life and she's at work. And yet she's dropping links for me and being mod for me. She dropped Scooter Mom. She dropped Mark Bunkers. Irish, I really hope you drop your own link. Irish Mark goes out protesting in Dublin, Ireland. And she does great work. She's really good at talking to people and explaining the con. and she's kind and supportive, and she really deserves more attention. And so if you're not subscribed to Irish Mart, please do so. She's amazing. And on top of that, on a personal level, she's a good friend to me and a fabulous knitter. So if you haven't watched much of my stuff that I just do when I'm hanging out with my friends, I do a lot of knitting streams, and Irish is usually on that. And she does Irish cables like nobody's business, and she's so freaking fast. It's crazy to watch her knit. So check out her work, her protesting. And she's she's going a deep shade of red. She said, please stop, I'm going a deep shade of red. She's a fabulous knitter and supporter, but she also mods for a lot of channels. She mods for Audit LA, she mods for me, and she's amazing. Oh, look, Cricket just popped in. Oh yeah, Cricket was here from the start.
Thank you for joining us here in the board hearing room. Good morning, city staff, bureau executives, commissioners, city attorney, Mr. Security Guard. Good morning as well to our attendees who are joining us on the virtual platform. If there's any member of the public who wishes to offer public commentary or commentary on any of our agendized items and you've not already done so, I ask that you please raise your hand. I'll ask you to unmute, identify yourself for the record and which item you'd like to speak on. I'll record your information and then we'll call upon you when we reach your item. Laura FM Anderson.
Oh, yay, Laura's here.
Good morning, TJ. Just general public comment and from the minutes.
I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute. Lower your hand.
So,
Miriam, good morning.
Good morning, TJ. Just a general public comment.
Very well. I have you down for public comment.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand. If there's any other member of the public who's not already done so, please raise your hand. I'll ask you to identify yourself and which item you'd like to speak on. Nora, good morning.
Good morning. General public comment and the minutes, please.
Thank you. Public comment. And
yay, we got Miriam.
put you back on mute and lower your hand.
We got Miriam,
We currently
Scientology.
have Audit LA, Jennifer Spencer, Georgina, Laura FM Anderson, Miriam, and Nora, who have indicated that they wish to offer commentary on today's board agenda.
Well, TJ listed
It's
them for
9:58.
me.
We should get started with the board meeting in just a couple of minutes. Thank you. I do see an additional hand raised from caller ending in 880. Good morning.
Amy.
General public comment, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fantastic. We got a great crowd here today, guys.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Between
put you back on mute. And I currently have Audit LA, Jennifer Spencer, Georgina, Laura FM, Miriam, Nora, and a telephone caller ending in 880. So identified that you wish to offer commentary on today's agenda. And we should get started with the board meeting in just a couple of minutes. Thank you.
So we got a good crowd here today. Nora, Audit, Lara, Miriam, Jennifer, and Amy, and me. So it's a good crew. I was in the middle of shouting out Cricket Cinema when TJ so rudely interrupted me for the whole reason we're here. So Cricket Cinema has been a great mod to me too, and a good friend to me too. And he supports so many different people, and definitely wish he would drop his channel link more. Here, everyone's dropping all the people that are calling in, which is super great. I appreciate that, guys. Definitely want to support all of them. They all have something to say and a powerful voice, and so they're all really appreciated. And they do great work. Everyone brings their own perspective. Hey, Amy. Thank you, Irish, for dropping Cricket's link. Oh, I gotta turn off my phone alert so I don't get interrupted. Don't need that chirping. Cricket does have a lovely voice. Yeah, he's so supportive and kind. He does great music, and he's really good at AI. He does a lot of graphics for me. My cute little squirrel with the alien onesie jumper That's a Cricket Cinema original. Yeah, I did the here. Oop. Can't see it. I did that one, but the little squirrel, that's from Cricket.
Recording in
cute.
progress.
Now in record mode and ready to begin.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for Monday, March 2nd, 2026. Mr. Knight, please take roll and establish quorum.
Thank you, President King. Good morning, President King, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, Commissioner Mitchell, and Commissioner Cardinal are present. We do have a quorum. We are joined this morning by City Attorney Representative Thomas Costello Vega. I'm TJ Knight with the Board of Public Works. President King, we have no one joining us here in the hearing room from the public to offer commentary. We have on the virtual platform 7 public commenters, 2 multiple item agenda commenters, and 2 single item commenters. Additionally, we received 1 public comment via the Google form, and that's been distributed to all commissioners. We've received no neighborhood council commentary this morning.
Thank you very much. We will get started with general public comment, which is an opportunity for the public to address the board on public interest items, and will be provided up to 1 minute per person, up to a cumulative total of 10 minutes for the general public comment segment of each regular meeting. Testimony shall be limited in content to subject matters which are within the jurisdiction of the Board of Public Works. The board may not take any action on any matters discussed during the public comment period. We do not have any in-person speakers, so we will transition to our virtual platform.
Thank you, President King. We'll start with Audit LA, followed by Jennifer Spencer. Audit LA, you should be receiving a pop-up asking you to unmute, and you have 60 seconds to stop your public commentary.
Good morning, everyone. I want to talk about Friday night. I was at Blue because I wanted to meet a former Scientologist who came by. She just came by to check out Blue, and she ran into a childhood friend of hers. Okay, she's in her adulthood now, but they were childhood friends. They were talking. They were happy to see each other. And the guard, okay, who does not have a city contract, no MOU, anything, to be, doing his security work on the public sidewalk or street where they were, and he forced the guy to go back into the compound. Okay, she was devastated and shocked because it's like she was being treated like an enemy just because of her presence, just because she was once in Scientology. She wasn't even protesting or doing anything. She was just there to check it out. She'd never seen Big Blue, and she was in California, wanted to look it up, see it, wanted to meet people, hoping to see what it was like, and to be treated so inhumanely. It affected her deeply.
Thank you, Audit LA. We'll move next to Jennifer Spencer, followed by Georgina McPhee.
Good morning, board members. Today I'm calling in to ask you to change the name of L. Ron Hubbard Way back to Barrando Street. It's located between Fountain and Sunsets Avenues. It's a slap in the face to all survivors of the cult of Scientology to see their oppressor's name on that street sign. No one that has been proven to be an abusive, psychotic cult leader deserves to have a street named after them. When the council originally voted to change the name, then council member Ruth Gallanter said, "I believe that L. Ron Hubbard was a manipulative, dishonest man. He's a cult leader. We don't name streets after cult leaders." I turn back my time.
And we'll move next to Georgina, followed by Laura FM.
Hi, TJ. Thank you. Yeah, that last caller really said exactly what I was thinking and wanting to talk about. The fact that we have a street named after a proven leader of a cult, guilty of human trafficking, guilty of destroying children's lives, guilty of destroying families, and yet we have a street named after him. He helped orchestrate the largest infiltration of the federal government, and yet we have a street named after him. There's a reason we don't have a street named after Charles Manson, for instance, or even revered religious leaders like Jesus Christ or Muhammad. Why is it we have a street named after L. Ron Hubbard Way when he was nothing but a con man and a life destroyer? Thank you. I yield back my time.
And we'll move next to Laura FM, followed by Miriam.
Hi, good morning, board. I want to echo what everybody else was just saying. We keep asking and calling in, and then we don't want to sound repetitive. We keep calling in and asking for the revocable permit of L. Ron Hubbard Way to be revoked, or at least put it up on the board as an option. If I walked around my neighborhood right now and did a survey of the neighborhood asking if we could bring it back to North Berendo instead of L. Ron Hubbard Way, the vote would be extremely high on bringing it back to North Berendo. You're getting false reports because Scientology only gives you the internal slave members' address and name as people voting for that to be L. Ron Hubbard Way. Of course, an indentured slave being mind controlled by a cult is going to also want to approve that. So it's all just a manipulation. Please bring up the revocable permit and stop giving them any permits whatsoever, including the Shrine Auditorium permit that they're going to try to get again every New Year's Eve to close off the sidewalks and the streets. Stop giving them any.
2 seconds, then we'll move next to Miriam, followed by Nora.
I would like to talk about the illegal workforce working on L. Ron Hubbard Way every single day of the year. I think it's a time to remind about my friend Balazs, who was first trafficked to Denmark and from Denmark to Los Angeles against his will. And he spent 3 months working on L. Ron Hubbard Way against his will. He was not allowed to leave Scientology premises. He did not have a working permit. He did not have an R1 visa. So I really think that you need to do something about the fact that there are people that must be, some of them have to be held there against their will. They don't even want to be in the US at the moment. So please look into the workforce that is every single day, day and night on L. Ron Hubbard Way. Thank you.
And we'll move next to Nora, followed by a caller ending in 880.
Good morning. I want to echo a lot of the sentiments that were already stated, but specifically hone in on the slave labor. The people there working are getting $47.32 a week after taxes take out of their $50 per week. The average security guard that audit mentioned, the average security guard pay in Los Angeles is $21 per hour, which is half of the weekly pay that these people are getting. They're getting literal slave wages. They're made to sign a contract which signs away their constitutional rights, which should be illegal. Secondly, why does the Church of Scientology have license plate readers? I understand private security is legally allowed to have them, but they are the only church that is using it to monitor their members and their perceived enemies, whereas other organizations are using it because of theft so that they can then report it to the police. And this further shows collusion with the LAPD because all of that can be collected and used by the LAPD. So isn't it convenient?
Thank you. And we'll move next to finally to caller ending in 880.
Hi, I'm just going to reiterate about the name of the street. I don't understand why you would have the L. Ron Hubbard Way. Would you have a Jim Jones Way that made his people drink Kool-Aid? However, L. Ron Hubbard has made people drink other kind of Kool-Aid for their brain, and they've brainwashed people. And that's absolutely disgusting that you would continue to allow this in your city. I'm going to say something different from what everybody else has said. I would really hope, and I would behoove it upon you to really think about what Jamie Mustard said last week in his comments. I don't know how you can think of little babies just sitting in their poop all week, never being changed, not having any human contact. Would you want that for your children? Isn't that the shame and the blight of the city that makes LA a pariah in society because we love babies? Doesn't our society love babies and want to protect them? But your city.
At 60 seconds, and President King, that concludes general public comment.
Thank you very much. With that, we will close general public comment portion of today's meeting and move on to multiple agenda item public comment. The board will provide an opportunity for members of the public wishing to speak on more than one agenda item during multiple agenda item comment period for up to a minute per item for a total of 3 minutes per meeting. This is the only time to speak on more than one agenda item, and please identify the items that you will speak on when you are called. We do not have any in-person speakers, so we will transition to our virtual platform.
Thank you, President King. And we'll start with Adedale, followed by Georgina. Adedale, you have 3 minutes to offer your multiple agenda item commentary. Please identify which item you're speaking.
Good morning. The last one, I don't know the number, but the one where they're going to close the street for a month. I'm glad you're putting in these bike lanes. I know they're important, but you see how in this case, it's put on the agenda for you all to vote on whether or not you want to take a street off grid for a month to do this. And I think that's how it should be across the board. It's not just for this one thing, and just compare and contrast. Why aren't they doing that for all street closures? Whether it's the film permits, and I know you can't go every single time, but if there's like an issue brought up, and something brought up and set to your attention, why, or say for the shrine, like next year, why? I'd hope that would be on the agenda item like this. It feels like our concerns are just being brushed under the rug, dismissed. Like, I know you're listening, you're hearing us. You guys are very polite, and I appreciate all of you. And I know there's been changes, and I appreciate that. But the continued bringing the issues up, and I know you can't deal with it during public comment, but it can be dealt with later. And some things are, but this human trafficking, the wages, and the illegal shutting down around the shrine, that needs to be dealt with. That needs to get on the agenda items, and I hope you do that. And I hope you look, into the film permits more and the abuses going on there. As far as the minutes, I know you're not legally required by Brown Act to mention everything, but it's just good form. Your contemporaries, your other boards are all doing that. I don't know of any other commission or board that doesn't have a better reflection in the minutes as to what's going on. And especially after, 2 years of testimony. And it's because that's what it is, right? We're not under oath, but we are giving testimony and giving our opinions, and there should be some reflection. I would even understand, like, if you wanted to say, like, the views, at a public comment, are not necessarily our own. If you want some kind of disclaimer, I have no problem with that. But I don't think it's right. And it's not because, we want, it's bigger than that. It's like every voice matters, and every voice should have some level of, or at least the concerns should be brought up as acknowledged. We, basically acknowledge. We have zero acknowledgement by the commission for basically that I can recall on the record. Okay. And then the other one is the neighborhood councils. They are not being advised of street closures. And I think that's really unfair. I think that the neighborhood councils are often overlooked, and I want you guys to do a better job. I want you to please make sure that street services is notifying the neighborhood councils that are affected by their permits.
And we'll move next to Georgina.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. I want to speak on the minutes first. The fact that you had someone who was a victim of Scientology call in and give you their book and tell you the crimes that were done against him on Friday's call, and that's not even reflected in the minutes. That's crazy. I mean, to have such a powerful contribution to not only the city, but to Black History Month, and it's just ignored. It's not entered into the record. His voice is not tabulated. It doesn't matter. It's sad. It needs to be addressed. For the street closures, and street improvements. I want to see L. Ron Hubbard Way have bike lanes put in. I want to see that street brought back to a neighborhood street instead of having it be only of special use for Scientology. Right now, the neighbors are afraid to even walk down that street because they think of it as a private road. They have security harassing them and following them when they do try to walk down that street. It's closed for public parking. We all know parking in Los Angeles is at a premium. There's people that live in that neighborhood that have to pay for parking in a garage because there's no access to public parking. It needs to be opened up for all the city. It's not their private street. It's a public street. It needs to be made accessible to the public, and that street needs to be changed back to Berendo and not be named after a cult leader. Thank you. I yield back my time.
And we have 2 single item commenters. We can start with Laura FM.
Hi, good morning. I definitely strongly want to echo what the last caller just spoke about. The minutes are super important. If we're going to keep repeating this until we start seeing the minutes actually reflected, there's a lot of people we've had the chance to be able to call in and tell you a little bit about their stories of being in the cult of Scientology and why not giving them permits is super important. And we've been asking for that to be reflected on the minutes. We've been asking if Jamie calls in, who went out of his way to write a book, and then I went out of my way and the community went out of their way to make sure you guys got the book individually. And that should have been on the minute. The book is actual evidence of a child's life in the Sea organization, the military controlled confinement group. And all of that needs to be shown on the minutes. And then again, with the security guards ordering and running the streets, that all needs to be reflected on the minutes so that
60 seconds, and we'll move next to Nora. And I don't see Nora in the attendee list. Nora, if you're here, please raise your hand. Last call for Nora. And President King, that concludes multiple item and single item commentary.
Thank you very much. With that, we will close multiple item public comment portion of today's meeting and move forward with the approval of minutes for Friday, February 20th, 2026. Commissioners, any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll move. Is there a second? Seconded by President Pro Tem Grant.
Thank you, President King. We'll take a roll call vote on approval of minutes, starting with you, President King.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Just was signing out, guys. That was great. Everyone did so well, and we all tied into everyone else's call and, supported each other in the process. And I think that helps. It helps deliver the message a second time almost. Oh, I still have Nora's name up. Take Nora down. Oh, there she's down. Just hadn't timed out yet. So yeah, everyone did great. Amy was great. Jennifer was great. Miriam is always fire. Audit, Lara, Nora. It was really a great public works call, guys. Thanks everyone for your love and support. And I'm going to go take a break. Thanks for coming in, guys. Appreciate all of you. Love you, Audit. Bye.